Hello everyone, Reynor here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Today I'm back. I'm back after a very long time that I've been missing. I do apologize for that. Today I wanted to go through what I've been doing, what I was up to, and overall my summer and the reason why I was away. So we can begin in June. When I left the Netherlands, I went back to Italy. I wanted to prepare for DreamHack Masters, young coping in Italy. I wanted to spend some time with my parents, so I decided to do that. I left like 2nd of June, if I remember correctly, and that's when I stopped making videos. I went to Italy, I started preparing a little bit. I started studying as well, because in the midst of all the tournaments that I was doing, I also had my high school exams to finish. I skipped 1 year, and then when I transitioned from normal school to online school, I also missed another year, so I had to catch up a little bit and decided to do that this year. It was not the best decision because I've moved to the Netherlands while all of my exams were in Italy, so I had to fly back every time. So I was having a little bit of issues with travels because I was traveling basically 2-3 times a month, and it was a little bit heavy on me. I was definitely feeling it after some point. I prepared for young coping. I studied a little bit. I went to DreamHack young coping where I got 4th place. To the semifinals where I lost to my teammate Cyril, which ended up winning. Spoiler, by the way, but it's a 3-month-old tournament, so I think you should know. For that tournament, I was actually feeling confident, but not too confident, because I felt like I had a lot going on in my head, and I knew Gamers 8 was coming up, and I knew that was going to be my priority. So I want to say I practiced a good amount, but I don't feel like I gave it all for that tournament. I was definitely not too sad about the result in the end. I know Cyril was better prepared for that one, and I know he deserved to win in the end. So I'm happy he did. I also played Björn in the quarterfinals, and he gave me a very hard time. A lot of people are saying that I only won because of his wrist issues. It is what it is. We'll take it. But yeah, after young coping for 3rd, 4th place, I had to go straight away to take the first part of my exams, because this was my last year. I had to take 2 parts, which was one was the speaking part and one was the written part. So I went to take the written part of my exams. It went pretty smooth actually. First part went very well, and yeah, I was kind of satisfied with it. Problem is that as soon as I came back from that, I had to go to Home Story Cup. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't feel too much going. I was even questioning if I should go or not, because I felt very tired, and mentally I felt very down. Like I felt like tournaments and all the travels was taking a heavy toll on me, or however you want to call it. I wasn't feeling too good, and I was questioning if I should stay home and not go, but I ended up going, and I actually ended up winning. I was a little bit surprised because I didn't practice too much for that. Like after I came back from young coping, it's not like I played every day all day, but it definitely felt good winning. And when I was there, I actually felt like I was gonna win, because as soon as I started playing, I was like, damn, I'm actually playing really good, especially in the playoffs. When I got to meet Cyril, after the first game, I was like, okay, I have good chances of winning if I keep playing like I'm playing now, and if I don't mess up anything. I know that my chances of winning are really high, because I can feel it straight away, like from my mechanics, from my speed, if I'm paying attention to everything. Usually if I'm on point, there's very few people I'm afraid of, and Cyril is one of them. So after taking him down 3-0, after that I came back, took my second part of my exams, which was the speaking part, and it actually went really well. I got maximum score. Well, not maximum score, because I was 1 step below. So basically how it works in Italy, you have these final exams at the end of the year, which basically are questioning you about all the subjects, about all the 5 years in high school. It's called maturità in Italian, and yeah, so basically the maximum you can get is 100. Lode is called in Italian, so basically it's 100 plus, and I got 100, so I can't really complain about that. The exams went well. I was a little bit surprised because obviously I studied, but my priority was still StarCraft. It ended up going very well. After that, I got some time to rest. I went back home, but home I felt like I couldn't really focus because Gamers 8 was coming up. This was like around 15 or 10 July, around that. I knew that Gamers 8 was coming up. I had to leave 31 of July. But yeah, I gave it all for this tournament. I practiced a lot. I got Lambo to coach me, so we went over a lot of stuff. He literally made a spreadsheet about every opponent, other than some of the Terrans and Björn, because Björn is his teammate. So we agreed beforehand that he would not help me against Björn, because obviously it's his teammate, so it would be a little bit unfair, I would say, or not high sportsmanship, or yeah, I don't know. but you get my point. So yeah, I decided to give it all for that tournament, and I decided to go live with my grandma. So yeah, basically I went to an empty room that my grandma had, brought my PC, brought my monitor, everything. The internet was a little bit better than at home as well, so that was part of my decision, but mostly it was just to focus on that and that only. So yeah, I got to spend some time with my grandparents, but mostly I was just sitting in the room practicing and watching VODs and thinking about stuff. I was thinking a lot. I was playing a lot, but not like 10 hours a day or anything. I was mostly thinking about stuff and like counters to everything, and 2 racks was coming up and it was a very popular build, so I decided to play a lot against that and make sure that I would be on point. I was mostly worried about Terran before the tournament because I knew Terran was giving me the hardest time, and it's one of the matchups where you need the most practice. So yeah, I just decided to focus on that mostly, and some PvZ. I was trying to improve my late game. I was trying to improve small details mostly, because I felt like as long as I get fast and I do things correctly, I should always win. But not always, obviously. There's some opponents that are really hard to beat. But I wanted to have everything under control, and with the help of Lambo, that was rather easy. Like, he was focusing a lot on trying to find counters, blind counters to builds, perfect drone counts. Like, for example, I can now share this, but against 2 racks Reaper, we found that you can skip the bailing nest and drone up to 49 drones every single game if you have a good early game with Link Queen, and you can hold everything. You can literally hold even the Marine SCV pool, and that's what we did. We practiced that quite a few times, and I made sure I was safe against everything, and I played that a lot in Gamers 8 because a lot of people were doing 2 racks against me, Cure, Bian. Once I felt confident against Terran, I started practicing my late game a little bit against Toss because I knew I would get there eventually. I was feeling a little bit shaky on my ZVP early game. I didn't quite fix it, so it showed a little bit in Gamers 8. I lost one of my PvZs, ZVPs, and the other one against Showtime was very close. So yeah, you could tell them ZVP was a little bit shaky. Then we practiced ZVZ, mostly build orders, because CVZ, that's what it comes down to. Having sharp build orders and making sure you execute them correctly. So that was kind of my preparation. We went over VODs, we practiced together. I played a lot of Archon as well. Well, not a lot, but a little bit of Archon, which always helps with the early games. Even though now that the meta shifted more towards no Helium builds, I feel like Archon is a little bit less useful. But yeah, overall that was my practice. Then I went to Gamers 8. I started playing first day group stages. I felt good, but not championship level. And then once it came down to the playoffs, once I started playing against Bian, I was like, okay, this is looking good. I played against Bian. It felt very nice, obviously. I won 3-0. It was a rather short match. But yeah, I could tell that the things I was practicing and the things I was implementing were working very well. Then I had to play either Clem or Maru. To be honest, I felt like Maru probably gonna be a harder match because of our styles. They clash very badly for me because he's a very defensive player usually, because he started being more aggressive lately. Usually he's a very defensive player and I'm a very aggressive player. He's very good at camping. So I didn't want to really play against Maru. And Clem, on the other hand, I thought if Clem beats Maru, then it's a Clem with momentum on his side. And Clem, when he's very fast, is a scary opponent. But I knew that if I play Clem, as long as that I'm fast and on point, I will always beat him. Like, if I'm faster than him, I will always beat him. That's not the case with Maru, so it was a little bit different. Went on to play against Clem. I actually felt the most confident as soon as I got into the stage, because I wasn't worried, but I was thinking a lot before that in the bus and stuff. I was thinking of all the possibilities, but once I got on stage and I went to shake his hand, I don't know, this is a minor detail, the stuff that I'd pay attention to, but his hand was very cold and I felt like he was probably feeling some nerves. And that's when I calmed down a lot and I started going into full focus mode, and that's when kind of things shifted. I think all 3 games against Clem, especially the first 2, were very clean, and I did all the things that I had to do correctly. Yeah, so I won 3-0 against Clem, and the finals were against Cure. Game 1, I lost because I was trying to adjust to his follow-up, because 2 racks is very different. Like, everyone does it very differently. Everyone has a different follow-up, and you need to adjust your drone count correctly. Like, you need to stop droning at the perfect drone count, otherwise every push is so hard to hold. The tank pushes and everything. So game 1, I just didn't know his follow-up. It was like a 4 Hellion lib double medivac super fast follow-up, and I simply didn't expect the double medivac. He did so much damage, and then yeah, it was just a very hard game. But after that I kind of recovered because I was feeling a little bit tired game 1, but from that point on I just took the momentum on my side and never stopped, and I ended up winning 4-1. So yeah, that's how I became the Gamers 8 champion. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. It's good to hear from you guys again. It's been a long time, but yeah, I just wanted to update you on what I was doing this summer, the reason why I was not updating videos and everything. I hope you understand. But now I'm back in the Netherlands. I have more time. There's no big tournaments coming up for a long time. So yeah, you'll just see more videos out of me, perhaps some league content as well. That's what I wanted to bring. I was planning to focus a little bit more on league for a month or so, maybe a little bit less, just to see how well I can do. And since I have some time off, since I am the champion, I feel like I maybe deserve some rest, because Gamers 8 was very hard on me mentally. Like, I gave up a lot for that tournament, but obviously it paid off, so I'm not here to whine or say anything about it. I'm just very happy overall. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and see you next time. Bye bye.